she kept smiling, even when she was breaking inside. They say, the people who smile the most are often the ones hurting the deepest. That was her, Emma, the woman who remembered birthdays, who brought meals when neighbors got sick, who showed up early, stayed late, and always asked how you were doing, even if no one ever asked her. She laughed at jokes that weren't funny. She gave compliments she never heard herself. She sent thoughtful texts and seen receipts like rejection letters. To everyone else, Emma was the strong one, the capable one, the woman who had it all together. But inside, she was quietly unraveling. She hadn't always been this way. Once, she danced barefoot in the kitchen. Once, she looked forward to Saturdays. Once, she believed her dreams mattered. But somewhere along the way, she faded, not with a grand, dramatic moment. It was subtler than that, softer, quieter, like skipping makeup, not because she embraced her natural beauty, but because no one noticed anyway, like folding laundry and realizing she didn't even know which clothes were hers anymore. She became roles: mom, wife, peacemaker, scheduler, the one who held everything together. And in all those roles, she lost her name. No one asked how Emma was doing. Not her husband, always on his phone during dinner. Not her kids, too busy being kids. Not even herself, because she had stopped checking in. Still, she smiled. She smiled while cooking, while folding, while organizing birthdays, and canceling her own. She smiled when people said, "You're so amazing. I don't know how you do it." She wanted to say, "I don't either." She wanted to scream. She wanted to cry. Right there in the grocery store aisle, between the pasta and the peanut butter. But instead, she picked up the milk, nodded at the cashier, and went home, because that's what she did, until one night, no different from any other, she found herself sitting on the laundry room floor. No audience, no performance, just a woman, surrounded by clean clothes, and a silence that felt heavier than the world. And for the first time in years, she whispered, "I'm tired, and I don't want to keep pretending." No one heard her, but she did, and something shifted. Not everything, not instantly, but something. She lit a candle, one she had been saving for a special occasion. She pulled out her old journal, the one with the empty pages and the dusty spine. Her hand trembled as she wrote, "I miss myself." She didn't know exactly what healing looked like, but she knew it didn't look like this. So she started small. 15 minutes in the morning. Coffee. Silence. Just her. Music that made her feel something. Books with bent corners. Saying no without guilt. Saying yes to herself. Her house didn't fall apart. The world didn't collapse. But her heart, the one she'd kept tucked away, began to stir. One afternoon, while folding clothes again, her daughter looked up and said, "Mommy, your smile looks different today." And it wasn't painted on. It wasn't forced. It was soft, warm, real, because healing doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a whisper, a woman choosing herself after years of choosing everyone else. Sometimes it's tea in the afternoon, a walk with no destination, lighting a candle just because. Emma didn't become someone else. She still made lunches, still kept the lists, still reminded everyone to bring a jacket. But now, she remembered herself too, and that changed everything. She still smiled, but now, it wasn't hiding anything. It was telling the truth, that she made it, that she mattered, that she was still here. And when life still felt heavy, and it sometimes did, she would close her eyes and breathe deep and feel something greater, a quiet strength, a presence that didn't need a name. Some call it grace. Some call it the universe. Some call it God. Whatever it was, she felt held. And that was enough. Because now, when someone says, "You're so strong," she smiles and finally believes it. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've ever felt like Emma, smiling on the outside, breaking on the inside, tell us in the comments. Your story matters too. And hey, if this story touched you, how many stars would you give it out of 10? Drop your rating in the comments. I'd love to know.